we looked at some tools, we talked about social emotional learning, and then I just want to dig into student engagement a bit. So, a lot that I have heard and have seen in the online environment is how do we engage kids in our teaching, our live teaching, when they're used to using technology to just receive. So we have to think about how our students have been using technology in their daily lives. Every day they're watching YouTube, they're playing Minecraft, Fortnite. I'm sending snaps that are 1 minute long. So what does my instruction need to look like in the virtual setting that during our live times together, I have students' attention, I'm getting them to be impacted and to engage. I love the book Teach Like a Champion. It describes a variety of teaching tools, and we're going to go through about 9 of them, and I'm going to give you examples of how you can transition these tools to an online environment. But it gives you very short discussion or short explanations. So here's a really good strategy. Here's a 1-page explanation on how to implement it. So I highly suggest this resource because, again, once you're in the classroom, back face to face, you can still use these teaching strategies. They're really strong no matter what the environment. What we're going to do for the next couple of minutes is actually walk through some of these, and I'll tell you how it can look in your online classroom to help you really gauge that student engagement. Entrance ticket. So this ensures that every student is prepared, ready to enter the lesson. It's important that you're having a structured entry routine in an online classroom because it's going to accelerate your instruction. So imagine an entrance ticket in your brick and mortar classroom would be putting up on the whiteboard, here's what you need to be ready for today's lesson. If you are secondary, you've got kids moving in every hour. They walk in, okay, I need a paper out, I need a pencil. If they're elementary, you've got, okay, boys and girls, we're switching from ELA to math. You need your math book out, you need a pencil, you need a paper. You have 2 minutes to do it. And students are making that transition and getting ready. That's your entrance ticket. So in an online classroom, having students walk into the classroom and seeing on the board, so coming into your class via Zoom, on the board exactly what they need to have ready is so important. And then you can just have them write entrance in the chat once they're prepared and ready to go. You could even have them give the emoji, the thumbs up emoji on Zoom, and I'm not sure if Google Meet does that, but that lets them know I'm ready to go, I'm prepared, and it gives them the opportunity to start to ground themselves to be ready for instruction. They have to do something to get ready. Then for those students who haven't put entrance ticket in the chat, that's the opportunity for you to try to connect with them. I will say in our online environment, those students who aren't ready, we'll put a do now on the screen. So students, okay, your entrance tickets, here's your do now, a very quick, go and start working on this. And then we actually pick up the phone and call students who haven't checked in through the entrance ticket. Hey, is everything okay? What's going on? Sometimes that is not always possible because you're just ready and you're going into the lesson, you need to move into the next. But it's important if you can just keep a class list and kind of check off students that if you see for a few classes in a row, that student is never putting entrance ticket, they're never responding to anything in class, then it's worth that follow-up to say, here's that expectation. We have to be in, we have to be participating. And so keeping that track of what students are doing is really important because it will help give you that bigger picture. Next, waterfall technique. I absolutely love this. First, you disable chat. I know and some of them you may not be able to disable chat, and depending on the live session or learning platform that you're using for your live session, but you can tell students to type their response in and just don't hit enter. So you pose a question, they type it in, don't hit enter, and on the count of 3, you tell them to hit enter. You can imagine this being the same thing as having a whiteboard in the class. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, write down your answer on your whiteboard and flip it up. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, type your answer in the chat and don't hit the return button. The count of 3, everybody hit return. And your chat box, you will see, will become like a waterfall. Answer, 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 answer. So it's a really quick formative assessment. Is everybody where I want them to be? It'll let you know, you'll kind of commonly see the same students answering last. If that's the case, then you can kind of start to watch that. Are they waiting for everyone to put their answer in before they respond? But a really fun way, again, to keep students engaged, and for you, a quick check. That same thing as a thumbs up in the classroom lets me know, or again, that whiteboard. Everybody writes. So you ask a question and everybody has to write an answer. And they can do 2 things. They can show their response via the webcam, but maybe you're going to be in a district where you can't require students to be on webcams. They have that choice. If that's the case, then what you can do is actually put on the screen boxes. If your session, like Zoom, will allow kids to have writing tools and they can type right on the screen, Google Meet, I'm not so sure if they can do that. So you could actually pull up a Google Doc where you have a table. Every student is assigned a student number, just like you would have sticks in the classroom that you pull out, and they type their response in their box. So they're typing right on the screen, and again, it allows you to physically see who's engaging in the lesson. It's letting students know they're required to participate, and it's giving you that formative assessment. Is their response right on? Is it moving in the right direction?